welcome to the show. It's been a while. It's been a while. Welcome to Code Blue. Guys, I'll give you a second to tune in, get your popcorn, get your tea, get whatever you normally drink, get it because I have a special guest coming on tonight. We're gonna talk shop and a bunch of other things. So after the intro, guys, we'll be right back. But hold on. Before I go into the intro, I want you to do one. So guys, hit that like button. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that every time we have new content coming out, you'll be notified. And make sure you use your pinky finger because your thumb might be a little too big. You might get your buttons mixed up. So use your pinky finger. Make sure you hit that notification bell so that every time new content comes out, you'll be notified. So let's get into the intro. Welcome, guys. Welcome back. And tonight we have a special guest. This guest has been all over the world. An educator, a Renaissance man, a dad, husband. Just an all around American dude. I'll bring him up. You guys know him best as I don't know. I don't know what you guys know him as, but I'll bring him up anyway. So welcome to the stage. Sean, welcome, brother. Welcome. How are you?
Good. How are you?
All right.
You should have said, you know what I mean, as the fastest rapper in the world.
Oh yeah, okay, all right, okay. Rub it in. The fastest in the world right now.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta put the disclaimer at the end there. Right now. So yeah, so what's going on with you? What's new? What's old? What's going on? People want to hear about your life. What's going on, especially of the mission trips. So what's going on?
Well, what's old is, I'm stepping down from my position as a big old educator. I'm going to take a step back into a lead tech position here after my next trip in Guatemala. Kind of refocus, hone my skills a little more as the tech frontline to better educate when another opportunity comes around. So taking that nice step back, it was a good time, learned a lot, and I look forward to the future. What's new? Well, I think we're 2 days away, buddy, from flying down to Guatemala together.
Dang. Yeah. Congratulations on the new position.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Yeah. Change is good. Sometimes it gives you perspective as to, what your next move is gonna be, what you really want to focus on. So congratulations on not making the move. Some persons will not make that move because fear and other things. So it takes a lot of courage to move up, move sideways, move down, or however you want to look at it. It's moving up
Yeah,
because you're growing from it.
yeah.
So
I
so
look forward to it. But yeah, I mean, what's new with you? New and exciting.
man. So okay, let me write this down. And I have nothing really new with me. So just been working, man. Just been working on the grind, trying to learn more, working. Um s- learning. I think learning and that's my go-to answer for everything. Learning. Like you can't never stop learning. Learning people, learning things, learning new processes. There's always an opportunity to learn out there. even from persons you think you that have nothing in common with you. There's
Mm.
always the opportunity to like, hey, even the EVS worker, even the police officer on the street, everybody has some nuance to them, that or some attribute that you could say, you know what, I'll take that and I'll run with that. That makes sense. And
Yeah, yeah,
I'll put that into practice. So I'm always learning. My presentation got accepted for HSPA.
nice,
So
nice. Congrats, man. What are you doing it on? Or you don't want to say yet?
um it's on social media.
Okay.
It's on social media. So let me give myself a round of applause. That's enough. That's enough. Stop. It's okay. It's okay. That's enough. So yes. I'm also going to Guatemala. Big round of applause with my man Sean. And that's a life changing experience. I
Hmm.
may be going to Jamaica in next year. I won't say what month, but I'll maybe going to Jamaica on returning on those mission trips. That'll be my third to Jamaica um, in sometime early next year.
All right.
So I'm trying to continue to give back, and maybe develop into other things in the future. So I'm working on things, planning things out slowly but surely in the background. Um yeah, the process is always on. So even if you don't see me on live, guys, I'm always working on something new. I'm always learning something new. Social media has so much involved in it, so many ways to grow, so many things to
Well,
learn, new apps coming out, new technologies coming out. You learn from what persons used to do back even like a year ago, and then you see like boom, you could do that same thing in 2 minutes. So
so you know what I learned today? Well, what you learn new today?
what did I learn new today? Today, man, that's like like when you come home to your wife and she asks you a question like, "What did you?" Or you come home from school and they ask you, "What did you learn today?" Like, dang, I did 8 hours. I didn't learn anything.
Yeah,
Um,
my daughter always says nothing. I'm like, nothing.
so what I learned today I learned patience. So you can never learn too much patience, because there's always something you think you can handle, and then you see in the moment you're like, okay, no, just let me listen, let me take a step back and figure this out, and then I'll respond, or then I will process it in a different way versus my initial thinking. So patience is always a daily lesson I learn, because you don't really know all your trigger points, or sometimes you think you're an expert in one area and you might be quick to respond, hey, no, this is how this happens and this is what go, and then sometimes just have a little patience and take that extra second, and then you might learn something from someone else. So patience, I think.
All
Um,
right,
keep learning that. Good lesson.
good. I can
Yeah.
agree with that one today. I had a rough day at work, but it's okay. We got through it
Dang
with a little bit of patience.
it.
But what I learned today was I can't say the vendor. Um,
Oh.
it's one of those things. But they came up with a new terminology for us in our industry. So
Huh.
you hear the term PPE quite often, right?
PPE. Yes, yes.
So you know when you think about it, your hospital has lots of PPE around for EVS, nurses, phlebotomists, SPD workers. But if they bring something new to the field, how can
Mm-hmm.
they market it to the industry? So they came up with a new term, uh, decontam apparel.
Hmm.
So I learned that term today. It was kind of new to me, and I kind of like it because it kind of classifies uh, the apparel we're supposed to be wearing while we're working in decontamination.
Decontaminant. I've heard that phrase before, but not in a sales term or in an actual clinical context. So
So
that's
if you look
interesting.
back at gloves out in the market, gowns, mostly gloves and shoe covers. They don't really say decontamination on that on the listing. You know what I mean? On the box, on the package.
That's
So
interesting. Decontam apparel. So what is Decontam apparel? Does it cover everything?
it would cover
Or
everything from the hairnet down to the shoe covers.
so okay, all right. I've
Gloves,
heard it.
t-shirt,
I've heard
belt.
it sold as Decontam apparel, but I've never seen it in like industry text as Decontam apparel.
I was pretty excited what I saw today. So stay tuned.
Decontam apparel. Hmm. Very interesting. I'm just sharing the link right here real quick. Um, Decontam apparel. So packing, man. Let's get down to packing. Let's get down to packing. First of all, let me shout out to all my sponsors, the
Mhm.
backbone of the process of Code Blue, of everything I do. Nothing will happen without the sponsorship. Shout out to Zuno Medical. Zuno Medical is one of my biggest supporters. Shout out to them. They're the makers of the smart container. So check it out. Check them out on LinkedIn. Check them out on YouTube, and check them out on their website, ZUNO Medical. Very good company. Shout out to all the folks that work there. Appreciate your help. Appreciate your support. Um, Next is a news. No, these folks I've always been in connection with them, and I really appreciate the support. Basically been supporting a good group of guys. HUDMed is sponsoring. Thank you so much to HUDMed, a good group of guys. They specialize in cleaning, sanitizing work areas and workspaces. So check them out on LinkedIn. Check their website on if you want your sterilizer cleaned, your equipment repaired. They do a good job. Actually, at my previous spot, they repaired all my case cards and cleaned out all my case cards that had so much gunk and broken shelves, broken um, what they call this the stuff that holds the shelf up.
I like the support.
Yeah, the little supports around it and all that. They fixed all that, brand spanking new. So shout out to HUDMed. Check them out. Those guys do good work. No job is too big or too small for them. If you have a small surgery center or a large facility, they're able to help you guys out. So check them out. Also, shout out to Arc Medical, my guy. Nathan Cody. He's a sponsor, educator. Also, he'll be presenting at the Top Golf event. And Sean, you better come down. You better come down. October 19th, we're gonna do it big. We have a bunch of vendors coming through, and a bunch of technicians, a bunch of leadership personnel in and around cell processing coming through. It's going to be a good networking event. So, guys, come out. So, shout out to Nathan, Arc Medical. He's in the Philadelphia area. So, if you need anything, any kind of support with RMD, let me see, let me solve the acronyms with any soft goods, any equipment around around cell processing, he'll be able to help you out. Anything you short of, anything you think you know, and he supports a lot of different companies. So anything you may need for your department that you're not sure how to get it or where to get it, he'll definitely help you out. And who else do I have on the list? Um, I think that's it. I think
Well,
that's.
I like to shout out two sponsors from my end. Well,
Mhm.
three. Pure Processing,
Okay. Shout out to
obviously for all
Pro Processing.
for all your sink decontamination case cards, workstations. You know what I mean? Um, Ready Set. You know, been around for
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
about
yeah,
10 couple
yeah.
years now, and then DSI. So I appreciate those three. You know,
Okay.
supporting the trip.
Yeah, guys. That's good. And Propo also reached out to donate some equipment to the mission trip. So shout out to Propa for making that effort to donate. So a lot of companies won't do that, but they did. So shout out to Propa for that. Yeah, and who else? Who else? Who else? I know there's somebody else. Shout out to the original sponsor of the process, calzero.com. Shout out to Calzero. Um, I can't thank those guys enough for their support. So they're always willing to help.
Yeah,
So
last year they donated a bunch of shoes to the trip too.
last year doing a bunch of shoes, and they also doing a bunch of shoes in 2022 when I went to Jamaica. So to the whole team. So shout out to calzero.com. Appreciate your support. Keep doing what you're doing. Great shoes, shoes that dang, I forgot the logo. Shoes that I forgot the logo, man. I forgot the saying. Shoes that treat your feet. Yeah. Treat
Yeah,
your feet. Yep. So shout out to you guys. Check out them on, and a lot of people use them. Those shoes don't even know it. So shout out to them. Check out the website. Get your shoes. There are different types now. There are even sandals. I have a pair of flip flops. So and that's the most comfortable pair of flip flops I've ever worn. So there are variety of shoe apparel in the stock. So shout out to calzero.com. So let's get back to business. So how we packing? How many bags you bringing? What you putting in the bags? What do I need to put in my bags? Because I want a copycat.
all right. Well, I learned from you last year, and I got one
What? What?
one suitcase
Wow. Did it work
carry
last
on
time?
carry on size.
Whoa. Wow. One.
Mm-hmm.
Now, okay, so I'm cheating, right? I'm cheating. And I have been cheating for the last year. So this is what I'm doing. Guys, come closer. Come. This is a secret. This is a secret. So I have two bags. They're about the same size. Same size. So I hold one in my hand and I put one on my back. So they look different, but they're the same size. So both of them are considered carry-ons. So um and they're big.
Oh
So
boy.
if you have wheels on your bag, okay. So this is the trick. This is the trick. The airlines. This is the trick of the airlines. If you have wheels on your bag and the storage space is almost filled, right? If you have wheels on your bag, they'll make you check it. They'll make you when you're getting on the plane. They'll say, "Hey, if you have a rolling luggage, you gotta check it." But my bags do not have wheels on them, so they never ask me to check it. So I always walk on the plane with my bags. So that's the key, guys. Don't bring any rolling luggage. If you bring rolling luggage and you're like in group 7, group 8, they're gonna make you check it. So don't bring rolling luggage. You get straight on with your bags and you walk right out. All right. That's
Plus,
the
if
end of
you're
my
customs too,
right.
customs are right through it.
Yeah.
I'm taking a backpack and a carry on. 10 days,
Yeah.
all packed up.
Yeah.
And then
Exactly. And I
my secret is
mhm.
you gotta use the laundry service. Yeah,
No. That's
yeah.
expensive though.
No, it wasn't that bad
It's
this
not
year.
that expensive. No, my level of expensive is different.
It was like $6.
No, mine was like $12
Well, I think you watched more than I did.
or 15 or something like that. And I was like, dang, I could have just bought another shirt. I could have bought two shirts instead of washing. Like that was my thinking. I'm like, dang, I could have bought another pair of pants and a shirt for that price. Like, you know, I didn't need to wash it. But anyway, but yeah, I wouldn't mind doing it on the last couple of days, just to go home with some clean stuff.
Yeah.
You know. because it's warm down there, so you do sweat a little more. I don't want to have my stuff just sitting out there stinking for a whole week.
I would tell you that decontam this year, not
Hmm.
decontam, the assembly room was like 90 degrees.
Oh dang! I need to bring my little chest fan. I need to bring
It's
my little.
very hot. And then the last day when we were packing up, they put the AC on. So
Oh, who's that? Oh, okay. Okay, we have equipment sounds like a device. Okay. All right. Shout out to Amber says on YouTube.
okay,
All right. All right. Okay, we have a new follower on YouTube. Shout out, shout out. So thank you guys for tuning in. Sean, so packing. I'm rolling everything, putting in my
hmm
bag. So this is the another trick I have. I have the biggest bag on my back. So I show them the small bag in my hand, but I have the big bag on my back. So it's the carry on my back, and I have
okay,
the smaller one in my hand. So when they look at the smaller one, so what I kind of do is depending on what side I walk to scan my QR code for my flight, my ticket.
hmm
Basically, I use the cell phone now, QR code, whatever. I always carry my bag on the outside so they don't see how big it is. So I always carry the bag outside and then I click. Or if I'm going this way, click. So they never like, oh, your bag is too big for the plane. No, none of
hmm
that. So, but I know a lot of people have been doing that. So the airlines, I heard a report that the airlines are going to limit it to one carry-on in the future. They're working on doing that.
well, that'd be terrible.
That'll be terrible. They're trying to limit it to one. Certain airlines might start it first. The really cheap ones, you know those already. They might
Yeah.
start it first with one carry-on, and then other airlines will follow eventually. So because people are getting away with not checking, so they want to find out how can we get more money because people are not checking bags because they made a lot of their money from checking bags. So and
Well, I
even
think I
check.
learned from you, and I mastered packing 10 days. I think I had about 7.5 days in one suitcase, and I threw on,
Yeah, and
my
my thing
backpack. I
is the
threw some
shoes
clothes
too.
on.
My thing is the shoes. How do I get the freaking shoes in there? I
Well,
can say freaking guys. I said
I put
freaking
my
freaking.
work shoes in my backpack, and I just wore my other shoes.
How many pairs you go with?
Well, one to work in, and
Mhm.
then one to wear around.
Just two?
Which I'm not wearing no dress shoes this year.
I like 3 pairs, man. If I'm going for a week, I need 3 pairs.
Okay.
I need 3 pairs. I'm gonna do sneakers. I need a pair of sneakers. I'm gonna do the work shoes because I need to be comfortable because my feet be
hmm
killing me. Yes, I said it be killing me. It be killing me. My feet be killing me. Okay. Standing up all this time, it's tough. And something to like if I we going in the pool or do something crazy and it's wet
Okay.
outside, I want something that could get dirty. I would not have to. I could just wash and dry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I want something like that where
What about so? I just wore we did an excursion this year. Uh,
where.
so in Guatemala, the first trip,
Oh,
and
the first trip. Okay,
oh,
okay, cool.
well, my first trip this year,
Oh,
and
your
we
first trip is okay,
yeah,
okay.
so we did the coffee tour, and it was an ATV
Mm,
ride for like 45 minutes, and then we went for like an hour and a half walk through the coffee farm that's been there for I think over 80 years,
dang.
and it was huge. And then so I just wore my regular shoes because it wasn't. It rained a little bit, but wasn't that bad. But um, this this trip, I got the inn that the volcano is accessible by ATVs right now.
Oh,
So
we gonna
not
do
the
that?
big one, not
We
Faya,
not the
the
big one.
smaller one.
Oh,
It
small
still
one.
goes off though.
So we gonna do that?
I think we're gonna do that. I mean,
All
why
right,
not?
cool. Let's do that. Let's do that. And I'm gonna record every minute of it, and I'm gonna dangle one foot over and pull it back just for
All right.
effect. Yeah. Yeah. So how's cell processing in terms of and anything new you see any advancements? What's going on in cell processing now? What's the deal?
Well, there is something coming up, but I can't talk about that.
Oh, don't talk about it. Just tell me
Yeah,
offline.
I'll tell you offline, of course. But it's gonna be a game changer to us workers in on the field.
Hmm.
Yeah. Um. What else? I don't really know.
So are all the folks still on at the hospital down there in
Yeah,
Guat?
they are anxiously waiting for your return.
What's my nickname? What's the nickname? What's the nickname? What?
Um, I don't know if I'm gonna ruin. So like Melinda's on the call now. Like I don't know if I want to
Oh
ruin the
shit.
name.
Oh dang.
Let's see. He just texted me today. Let's see if I can say it the right way.
Oh Melinda. Shout out to Melinda.
You can
What's
you
the
can
nickname?
translate this yourself.
Okay, just now. Hold on. Let me get my pen. All right.
No, no, no. I'm not spelling it out. You can translate it yourself.
Uh,
Depredador.
huh?
Mm-hmm.
What's it?
Uh-huh. That's
I
it.
don't.
One and done.
What? Did
Depredador.
anybody catch that? Can somebody get
Depredador.
what?
Depredador.
The
I'll give you a hint.
oh predator
Yeah,
because of my name because of my hair.
because of your hair.
Okay. That's nice.
They love it. And when you put your hair up in the bouffant stout you
Hmm.
bring, they love that. So,
Okay, all right. Enough of that. Enough of that. Enough of that. We're not going to talk about that.
well,
All
I got a
right.
new nickname. I got two nicknames down there.
Oh, what's your nickname?
So one is Eskusha.
What the heck is that? Squisha?
You know what Kusha means. It's work safe. It's work safe, everybody. Cusha.
Okay. All right.
And then the
Yeah.
other one is I'm gonna butcher it. Please don't. I hope our girl's not on here. She's gonna yell at me for not speaking Spanish the right way.
Ah.
Um, hold on here. It's hold on here. No, I don't know. It's colibra, which
Colibra.
is colibra, which means hummingbird. They say I'm jumping
Oh,
around all the time and
that's
full of
so
energy.
cute. That's so cute.
So I got a shirt made up that has Eskusha on it with a hummingbird, and gonna surprise them all down there and hope to have them there. And they know a good time because again I had uh I had Yuli, I had Maria, she's newer, and
Mm,
then I had Sam and two others uh,
mm.
working with us. So we had five of them with us, and they were just I don't know what they were saying half the time, but Brian was helping me out. Brian, so shout out to Brian for coming along with me. But
Oh,
Brian was
Brian.
the
Brian
worst.
was back.
But he's the worst translator ever
Oh man.
because they would say something, he wouldn't tell me what they were saying.
Man.
He-
What's
he was-
There was another lady that was there translating. Did she come too
The mom,
from Florida? I can't remember her name.
oh man, Jose's wife.
N- No. Oh yeah, Jose's wife was there, right?
Jose's wife was there,
Yeah.
and you're talking about.
Can't remember her name.
I think she was Puerto Rican. So
Probably Paula.
they rode down the quads with us, right?
Yeah. She from
Yeah,
one
she
of
was there.
those. She was there.
Yeah, she was there.
Okay. I was trying to get on the show, but we never linked up to get a. I was trying to do. We wanted. I wanted to do a Spanish episode,
Okay,
but I never. We never got our times right.
I'll have to figure out if I have her number or not, or her husband's number.
Yeah, I have a number, but like I didn't want to. I didn't have a specific date, and things changed. I didn't want to just do a show for doing a show sake. So yeah, but I'll keep that in my back pocket because I think after Guat will do. We'll probably do something. Maybe
Okay.
even a reunion show or something like that. No, no, who knows?
Yeah. And then we have Dustin. He's from Pittsburgh.
He's
He'll be
coming down,
joining.
right?
Yeah, he's already. He's actually. He
He's not
may
staying with
land.
us, right?
No, no, no. It's me and
Oh,
you.
phew. I'm like, dang, I need my privacy.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be me and you. Uh, he'll have his another roommate. So I think we're doing between 60 and 90 knees and hips.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So what was the latest day last time he was there? Don't
So
tell
with
me you went
this
past six. Don't tell me you went past six.
the last time I went with this group,
Yeah.
the last time I went with this group was 2 years ago.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. So, oh,
Yeah.
so you went back with the same folks we
I
went
went to
with last time.
Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh, Florida with you.
You
And
went
then they,
Florida last couple weeks ago?
I went to Florida with you last year. And then
Oh, that's who you
I
went
went,
with.
I went to Florida with Brian. And then I'm coming with you and then Dustin.
So this is a new group altogether.
No. Well, there's a core group of people who are all the same. But
Okay,
there are
all right,
about
cool.
there's probably like 20 or 30 new people. This is a huge group.
Oh, geez. Same hotel.
Same hotel.
I'm gonna get my breakfast a little earlier then.
Yes.
Yeah. Breakfast food was still good.
Yeah, yeah. They had a lot more options this time. It
Oh,
was really
dang.
good.
Okay. All right, I'll be ready.
Yeah, me, Brian, and what was his name? The guy. I should know his name. It's gonna drive me nuts. I have no idea his name right now. I want to say it's Chuck, but it's definitely not Chuck. Brandon.
Brandon. All right. So on another note, I went down to Amy last week. Amy had the get together night. It wasn't a get together. It was standards week. Got to hear some good information about some new recommendations for Amy guidelines coming up. So that was a good thing. That was
Nice.
really positive. Yeah, I just want to get more involved in that in terms of getting the terminology together and getting a gist of where the industry is moving,
Mm-hmm.
so I could better gauge, plan, help my department move that direction before anticipate like a defensive back. You
Yeah.
kind of know where the ball's coming. So the more you play, you kind of know where the quarterback is going to throw the ball. So you get that ball, you intercept it, and you keep running.
Yep.
So basically the same thing. I want to be able to anticipate where industry is going or where it's moving to, so that when those stringent inspectors come through, I won't be like, oh my goodness, why are you saying this? What are you doing? Blah blah blah. And I could actually correct some of them, which a lot of them don't want correction right then and there. But at least you could speak from having some foresight as to the reason why they're thinking like that, or you could explain your frame of reference to them in a better way
Yeah. So
versus
if you think about that, um, with the new standards coming out, um, we talk about scope reprocessing. The industry's looking at calling it just scope processing because reprocessing means that you're just pushing it back in. You're not actually processing it all the way, but you should be processing it the whole way. So they're looking at changing the term reprocessing and changing it to just processing.
so what about instrument reprocessing?
Well, why are you reprocessing it?
So what does reprocessing mean?
It means you're doing. To me, it means you're doing it again because you missed something.
Let me pull up the Google right now.
So while you do that, Melinda asked the question: what's the most shocking and different thing you experienced there in SPT? That is simple. They don't care for PPE,
Where?
and they mix the chemistry. So this time they put in a major brand of enzymatic detergent. They put in some Palmol dish soap, and they put in some powder soap as well. So that was a uh, shocking to see this year that they just mixed these three chemicals together and
Where in Guat
they hand wash everything.
in Guatemala?
Yeah.
Oh, they mix it. Oh, damn. Okay, I
And
didn't
then
see that when
Amber,
I was there.
what's the benefit for the Guatemala work? And when should you do something? When should you someone try to do this? Well, Amber, it's I've been trying to do this before COVID, and then COVID hit. I was picked. It was a bucket list for me to do about what almost 5 years ago now. So this will be my fifth trip going to Guatemala, helping the folks there. And between the two trips, all we do are knees and hips, depending on what group it is. So 3 full surgery days, um, and that's really all we do. So the Florida group, we did 56 new total joints in 3 days, and then this group is striving for 60 to 90 in 3 days, depending on the volume and how fast we go. There is, I think, a 20-year wait list for new total joints in Guatemala. I think it's over 5,000 people waiting to have a new joint. So, to answer your question, when you should try and do it, I would say whenever you find uh, the monetary value associated with it, you have the free time, and you're not afraid to step out of your comfort zone and think that, when you're in a third world country, what we do on the state side doesn't apply to what happens there. So, Amber, I challenge you to reach out to me and Denardo on LinkedIn, um, and we'll be posting some photos on there of the trips and how they sterilize, how they wash. It's just completely different on how they do things.
Yeah.
And there was no bubbles either. It was crazy. But although they didn't follow the dilution rate, so wherever Jesse's at, they didn't dilute it properly, and the one worker got a chemical burn on her skin.
Oh,
But they
Jesus.
didn't wear they didn't wear gowns.
Didn't wear gowns, but they had gowns. Didn't they have gowns last time we were there?
We brought them down gowns. They took them in the back room and they hit them because it was too hot. It was 90 degrees. I'm not joking. It was hot.
Mm, okay.
We had all 7 autoclaves running nonstop.
I can imagine. I can imagine. And the you see, what sterilized? What was Melinda's
Still
question?
oh, which one?
What Sean? Oh, she asked Sean. She didn't ask me. Oh well, I'm not answering.
Which I already answered, I think, didn't I?
Yeah, I'm not answering. I'm not gonna piggyback off of that. She didn't ask me that. So
I don't think she
oh
likes you
well.
too much.
Sorry. Sorry. You gotta be more. You gotta be less specific. Um. Yeah. Sean Ridge comments. Yeah. Good. All right. Great. If you don't want to watch the show, just go watch Deadline or some Deadline NBC or something like, because we're not in the mood for the smart comments, Melinda. Um,
How much
just
experience?
kidding.
You're gonna start trouble. Experience, I would say, um, 3 to 5 years.
You
Um,
think?
yeah, I mean that gives you a nice range. But if you're not used to like total joints, I mean, again, these groups, Operation Walk, they're based around I think 12 out of the 50 states. They strictly do knees and hips. There are other trips out there that do cleft palates. When we were leaving, there was a group coming in to do cleft palates. Um, the hospital we work out of in Antigua, every week is a different mission trip coming in. So they're 52 weeks, right, in a year. It's just mission trips nonstop. So there's plenty of mission trips out there, depending on where you're at and what you're looking for. But if you're not used to doing total joints, I would not recommend doing a total joint mission trip.
All right.
And
And
Denard, what I found out was we Operation Walk in Florida and Pittsburgh are the only two that supply them with workers and SPD that help them out throughout the day.
oh wow, what did the other guys do?
They are in the OR working PACU pre-op. The OR, none of them help them in SPD. They have to do it all themselves.
Oh wow.
So they were very appreciative, and I found that out.
Oh wow. So we're good guys. We're
Hmm.
on a good guys team. Okay, so they better
You better read that comment, Bernard.
what comment? I was going to give you a different. Oh wow, wow. You're a little slow on the typing there, Miss. Speed it up a little bit. So, how much cell processing experience? So, let me ask that. So, about 3 to 5 years, as Sean said, I think would be adequate because unless you find some, there are those persons who are extremely motivated and know what they want in terms of being in the field. You just want somebody who knows what they're about, knows what they want to do to um to progress in the field. So that'll be a good experience if that person is focused on cell processing and not just seeing it as a job. This will be another way to show your um, to build your resume and to show your dedication to the field also and where you want to take it in the future. So 1 or 2 years, most persons won't know that's the job they want to stick in or that's the career they want to stick in for a long period of time. So they might not want to invest that money or that time into it. So when you're invested in the profession and you know this is what I want to be, then you could invest your money into some other things. So a lot of new persons won't invest into going to conferences and other education like chapter education and stuff like that because they don't see that as a long term yet. You mostly find persons who go to conferences and have other interests within the field. Usually find them after a few years around that 3 to 5 year span where they know this is going to be my bread and butter and I want to get better at it. Usually find those folks who seasoned, paying their way or actually showing interest into attending those programs.
So
So
Bernard, you actually said 3 to 5 years to go to a conference. When was the first time you went to, well, now HSPA's conference?
so
How long were you in the industry?
yeah, actually paid for my first conference before I got hired
Okay.
in a job because I knew that's what I wanted to do from taking the class.
Okay.
So a little backstory. A lot of people don't know. So the owner of HUDMed actually came to one of our classes. He was working for another company, I won't say, before another instrument company that's way gone now. Um, so he actually came, and that's the first time I met him. He actually came and spoke about sterile processing, and that's one of the things I encourage all sterile processing schools to do: bring some professionals in to talk to speak with the students, to speak to them, or to give them some insight on the field. So when he spoke of being a tech, then vending, then working for a company, and all the different ladders and phases you could go to when in sterile processing. That kind of opened my eyes up. So then I was like, okay, this is not just a job. I have to stick in here for another 10, 15 years. I could actually move up sideways, even go out and branch out into other things within the field. It's connected. So after seeing that little network in my mind of what he was saying, I found a little bit more motivation to so to speak to go the extra step in educating myself in the field. So I finished the course in July. I went away for 6 weeks. Got my internship in September. Before I finished my internship, I paid for my first conference, which was what at the time it was $350. No, that sounds so cheap now, right? It was $350. I didn't pay for my airline or FA yet. I said, well, if I lose the 350, I'll be good. I don't want to book anything yet because I really didn't focus on where it was. I just wanted to know I was registered to go because I think they were raising it to 375. I was like 375 or 400. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try and save that $50. So I paid for it in December. Then 2 months later, I got my first job, and I told them, "Hey, I'm already paid for the conference. I'm going in. I think it was April at the time." So yeah, I always wanted to grow in the field, so I just put my money where my mouth is, and a lot of people say, well, it's so expensive, it's so this and that. If you have $200 shoes on your feet and you buy two pairs a year, I mean, now you gotta know what you want to invest in. You want to invest in something that's depreciating or something that will increase your value. So,
Yes, my first one was Ohio, which I think was
oh, that was a not good one for me.
2015. I think it was 20.
Yeah, that was 2015. That
No,
was the most boring one.
that was 2000.
Yeah, that was around 14,
No,
15.
no.
Yes, 14, 15.
Are you sure? No,
Yeah, yeah, yep, yep, yep.
it was
But
like 13 or 14.
14 or 15.
So I started in 2009,
All right.
and
So
I know it's
I
shortly
remember
after that.
because that's the first one my facility paid for because nobody
Okay.
wanted to go to Ohio because Ohio was cold.
I mean, I thought it was a good time, but there's a different story on that one.
Yeah, but like the parking was like a mile away. I had to walk a mile to get to my rental. Like it was,
Uh,
you know.
so Amber, you could reach out. There's plenty of ways to donate to your mission trip. Again, reach out to me at Denard. Um, I know I have a running GoFundMe where I'm giving back a lot of the money to the workers. I just got information that one of the workers' nephew broke his arm, and they can't afford to have plates put in their body. So I'm gonna try and raise a little money for her. They have a fundraiser Friday for them to help kind of cover that cost for surgery for her nephew. So that's out there. So I have GoFundMe. I think Denard has a GoFundMe. I know Brian, who does a trip from Florida, he has a GoFundMe. So reach out to us, or you can reach out to your local uh, trips and ask them how you can donate. Melinda asked you a question, Denard. You better answer before she gets
All
mad
right,
at
so
you.
I'm gonna answer. She says, "Dana, what is the most time-consuming part of preparing to go?" Uh, What was the most amount of trays you've done in one day? I don't even know because we do a bunch. Like how many cases do we do? Like up to 16 sometimes.
We did 16 at 5 trays, so it's about 80 trays in about an 8 hour day.
Yeah, so that's about that. So yeah, count me in for like 30 or 40.
Well,
So
I
we
mean,
we, we
these are
don't even we don't even really count it. Our focus is on getting the loads in.
yeah, because as soon
So
as the third case is ready to start, the trays from the first case are coming out of the autoclave, so they take them back hot.
yeah, yeah. So maybe you did the podcast explain all the key parts of preparing ongoing mission trips. So the most time consuming part is since I've been traveling. So now I'm a semi professional traveler. So I kind of have everything planned out. So it's not as time consuming. So sometimes it's just the thinking about it or the logistics. So I prepare different from a lot of people because I take a lot of equipment with me sometimes, or I have to manage my equipment because I take a lot of footage. So sometimes I might want to do a podcast on the road. Sometimes I might want to take a special shot, bring a tripod, bring a digital camera instead of just have my phone. Bring multiple cameras, have my lavalier mic, have a I mean like it's I have to think of that when I'm traveling, unlike other people like Sean just travel all willy nilly and out free in the open,
I'm not trying to impress anybody. I'm gonna wear
so
my shirts and just kind of roll with it.
so I do think about, do I want to shoot content on the road? That's one of my extra thoughts. So I plan for that. Last time so sometimes a lot of times I plan for stuff and I take a lot of footage. Like if y'all look at all my videos on LinkedIn, that's footage I took a year ago. So sometimes you gotta plan a year out or even 2 years out for when you're gonna use your footage. So if I take footage right now, I'm not planning like, okay, I'm gonna post it tomorrow. Okay, if I have an event or if I have something coming up in a few months, can I use that to promote the next event from the old you know what I mean? Like I always think about stuff like that. So if I need to shoot footage from Guatemala doing something, so maybe I could use that same footage in a year or two if I don't speak, if it's just a still shot. It's like you got to think of all the possibilities of your content while you're there. So if you're at the Niagara Falls, you take multiple shots. You walk in, you move in, you steal. So you could use it in multiple things. Like you put just a regular post on LinkedIn. You just want to say something different. Just a regular shot you want to post on your social media, just to keep your social media alive because you want to be consistent. So um, shooting content, you always have to think way ahead, not just some people think, oh, why are you taking that shot right now, why are you filming right now? It's not, I'm not filming to post tonight, I'm filming to post in 8 months from now. So
So you know what that's
um,
called, Denard? It's called B-roll.
yeah, exactly, it's
Yep.
it's beautiful. Yep.
It's it's
Yep. So
it's footage to cover up words or just a fill in.
yeah, so yeah, even when it says live, Melinda, sometimes um I take shots from different places, and I post it, and it looks like I'm there at the time, and I'm not, you know. So I always think about, okay, if I post I'm out at a festival, I might post that me being out at the festival in 9 months time or in a year time. People will think, oh yeah, he's out there today. No, that was a long time ago. So like sometimes you just want to keep the content rolling, and sometimes you just want to speak on me holding a faucet. I might take a photo of that today, but I might write a short story on that in a couple of months and post it. That doesn't mean I have to talk about it right now. So a lot of people think about social media as like it's instant. I have to post it right now if I capture it. No, you can always wait and save it up. So and that's a trick you should know. And then I learned another trick in Guatemala. I learned another trick from somebody. If you're traveling, always take multiple shirts or articles of clothing, so to speak, so that you could take the same shot in different clothes. Yeah. So if you spend a day at the beach, and every shot you have the same pink t-shirt, green pants. If you posted it tomorrow and then you post in a year, then you're like, oh, that's when he went there in January. He had the same pink t-shirt and green pants. So if you have another shirt, you could flip it up, switch it up, and still take other photos and post them down the line. So yeah, you
So
have
so the,
to.
so the key to all this, Denard was only there for 3 days, but he shot in like 6 different shirts to make it seem like he did.
Right,
So that's
exactly,
kind of that.
exactly, exactly, is exactly. You got it, you got it, you got it.
So
So
Amber threw out a challenge.
mhm.
So which one of you will do more processing? So that's the
Sean will
hard
do more
part.
processing.
Denard will be taking photos. Um, that's actually it's a tricky part in this trip because honestly, the workers do 80% of the work, and that's why I truly give them money after every trip. Um, they make an average of $35 American a day, so it's not a lot of money they make a day working 12, 14 hours. So I will give them all money afterwards for the hard work they do. Um, I'll also buy them food and drinks if ever they need, like new shoes. We'll take care of that for them. But honestly, they wash the instruments. They'll dry them for us. We'll assemble it. If they have time, they'll wrap it for us, and then they'll put it in the autoclave, and then they'll take it out of the autoclave. So it truly, we just got to be there to assemble it. Now, if you're not who's going to assemble more trays, it's going to be me.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Because
Sean.
Bernard's got to change his scrub top 5 times to get 15 angles.
But I gotta shoot footage while we're working. Like you gotta like I have dual duties. Like I'm the designated content creator. So I have to I'm multi talented. So it's not my fault that I can do more than one thing at a time. So I I apologize, Sean, but I'm needed in more areas than you are.
Yeah,
Um
I'll cut it over. It's okay. Um, so Melinda, we actually were talking with another podcast person out there about doing kind of like a mission trip recap. We were going to try to get Brian, Denard, myself, possibly Dustin in on it. You just kind of give a recap of the mission trip, how to prepare, how to plan, what all it entails, what do we take away from it. So that is something that's coming around. I think we're gonna do it after we get back this trip, so we can have what, four of us on a podcast. I think presenting it's another great idea. I know HSPA supports the mission trip. Mercy ships. I'm sorry, they
Yeah,
support Mercy ships. Um, I was looking into that one, but I can't devote my time to that one because you have
yeah,
to give a
that's tough.
minimum 6 weeks of your time, minimum 6 weeks of your time to that. So I can't do that. But there's many trips out there, but it is in the works.
Yeah, like initially coming up, I looked at mercy ships, but I can't afford $8,000
Yeah.
for 6 weeks. No, mm-mm. No, 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 not at all, not at
So
all.
so to, I don't want to. I'm not wrapping it up. It's up to you. But
Yeah,
what do you have? What do you have in your bag that's coming up for you, Denard?
me,
Because that's your
man.
tagline. I'm stealing it for you.
Yeah, thank you for throwing me that bone, Sean. Um, so I'm trying to do the real estate thing, get more involved in that. Um, I think that's a good opportunity. I see some possibilities in the tech areas where you know there are a lot of electric vehicles coming out, and that's a good investment sector right there. Um, and stocks, looking at some new stocks, just personally looking at some new stuff. So, real estate, the EV boom is coming out. So I'm trying to get on that wave while it's hot and, invest in some good stocks. I'm learning some new things, um, about stock investment all the time. So, want to get involved in that. Personal development, more public speaking gigs. I want to do more speaking. I feel I can. As this guy said, I have a special skill set. So yeah, I think my journey with content creation is different from a lot of persons in the field or within the sterile processing space. So I think I could um, share a lot of insight on content creation, how to content create, best practices, and just little tidbits people don't know because they haven't done it. Yeah, you could read a lot of stuff, but if you haven't done it, you won't have the same insight as to how to properly create and make your creation do what you want it to do long term. Yeah, sure, you could throw money at somebody and say, hey, I want to get 1,000 views, or I want to get, and they'll just send a bunch of bots on your thing and give you 10,000 likes and 10,000 subscribers. But if you want some insight on how to grow it and how to do it the right way and what not to do, because I've done what's not needed to be done in the past, so I have some experience on that to show persons, hey, this is what will fail, this is what will work, and I've seen other people because I've done a lot of research on what works in the space and what doesn't work in the space, and I've seen some persons try really hard and not do much, and I've seen some persons barely try and get really fast. So I think I have a lot of insight on that, and can share some of that. And some people could really kill their career through social media, and some people could build their careers through social media also. So I think that's something that we definitely need to educate on in the field, because a lot of persons look on their phone for answers, and they don't know how to ask the question, and they don't know how to receive the answer. So I think a lot of persons need some direction on what to do, how best to do it.
Yeah, and
um,
also reading, Denard. You don't always learn by reading. You can read all day, but can you apply what you read to what you're trying to do in any fashion?
yeah,
Not just in the sterile processing world, but
yeah, and what you're trying to do too, there are a whole bunch of new apps out there that make your life so much easier now. I've tried like probably close to 100 apps, close to different platforms. Right now, the platform we on there, it allows you to do certain things that other platforms doesn't allow you to do. Doesn't don't allow you to do. Um, so like certain things you won't know, and I've already went up and down and tried and failed. So I would know a couple little extra things that a lot of people wouldn't know. God, it sounds like Denard is winning. So yeah, so I think the social media space, because like once you have a cell phone, it's free game right now.
Mhm.
You could run your business from your cell phone. Like I started my online business on my cell phone. I was on my cell phone for a weekend. That's how I started. I did everything from my cell phone. You know,
Okay.
I tried the computer, but then I was like, okay, I have to walk away, or I have to go and do something, or I have to get to work because I was working the weekends, and I'm like, okay, I can't just stop this. So I'm like, everything was on the cell phone. Everything was on the cell phone. If it's possible on the cell phone, I would do it on the cell phone. So
So so
the only thing I didn't do on a cell phone was long form content, because I tried it multiple times, and like it's tough to lose a 1 hour video after editing for 4 hours.
yeah. So I do want
So,
to give a shout out to Sterile Works, Sterile WORX. Um, Patrick Farmer is running this website, and it's devoted to um, educating, strictly educating the sterile processing industry,
mhm.
um, whether it be from testing preparation, certification prep, obviously, or just helping one another learn in our industry. So, um, ironically, I hired him at one of my hospitals back in, we'll call it 2016. And Patrick, if you're listening in, Patrick Farmer, I appreciate you and taking our industry to the next level amongst some of the greatest ones out there, uh, making a change for education platform that can be accessible by anyone with a computer. So check it out, sterilworks.com, WORX. So I mean, that goes along with what you're trying to do, Denard.
Shout out to sterilworks.com. Shout out to Nicole Wale. And I know I'm hope I'm saying that right. Nicole Wale. Shout out to you. Shout out to I'm going down my list. Shout out to everyone coming. Renee Vanderweel. Shout out to everyone who's coming to the marathon on October 13th. Sean, I gotta see you there, Sean. You gotta show up on the marathon. Uh,
When is it?
October 13th, Sunday, 12-hour show.
As long as my daughters have a football game, I'll
Man,
be on.
always get another football game, Sean. You can't get
Nah.
it. Come on, man. Like, like October 13th. And don't forget a networking event called SP Networking Event on October 19th in Philadelphia, guys. Don't forget, get your tickets on eventbrite.com and come out. I have a few vendors coming. I have a few folks coming from up north. So, guys, come out to the Top Golf event. We're going to celebrate and have a good time. That sounds like a song. Celebrate and have a good. Okay. So, yeah, I definitely want persons to come out. Celebrate Style Processing Week. Don't forget, Style Processing Week is in 2 weeks.
Hmm.
About 2 weeks. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's in 2 weeks. So, guys, plan for your vendors to come out. Plan some education. Plan on sharing the knowledge to those persons in the facility who don't know what cell processing is. Bring some trays out. Invite them down because everybody think you just wet it and wrap it and send it back up. It's easy. It's quick, and you don't need any education, any knowledge, any background to do this job, and we're just messing up because we feel like messing up, and we don't take our job seriously. So if we show them, even have a little um maybe a little, what do you call that, a little training course for them. Hey, how fast can you assemble these instruments following a count sheet?
Well, let's not
um
say how fast we rap because we know I'll win that one.
how fast man. But man, I'm far removed. If it was my rapping days, if it was my rapping, oh my goodness, you're lucky. You're lucky I'm semi-retired. You're
Well,
lucky I'm
well,
semi-retired, man. I'm semi-retired. Like back in the day, like the all young guys.
so that was the first time I wrapped a tray in 3 years. So I don't want to hear the I'm retired.
Man, like man, the bones don't work like they used to, Sean. The bones don't work like they
I
used
mean,
to.
I'm sitting here with three pulled muscles, so I know
It's-
exactly what you're talking about.
My muscles don't even pull anymore because they're not connected. Duh. Like,
Uh,
but you gotta stay in shape, Sean. You gotta stay in shape, man. We getting older. We gotta stay in shape. You gotta work out. You gotta take care of your body because that's
no,
you
I
only
know.
have one
When I get
body.
back, when I get back from this trip, I'm refocusing. I'm gonna get back in shape. I'm gonna drop 20 pounds. I'm
Yeah,
gonna be good.
you gotta get your cardio in. I don't want you in Guatemala.
I mean, I'm gonna be like that because if it's 90 degrees again, it's gonna be that hard. So
I'm gonna bring my chest fan since you mentioned that. I'm gonna
don't
be
forget your
prepared.
charger.
My charger, yeah, my famous charger. I have it with me right now. I'm gonna bring my charger. I might bring my camcorder. I have my camcorder. Bam.
Nice.
Yeah. So this is actually no. This is actually the first camcorder I used to shoot my show right here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is actually the first one. They don't make them anymore. They were so good. They don't make them anymore. They're hard to get.
Maybe.
They're still about I think they're more expensive now. Actually,
Probably.
yeah, they're more expensive than when I bought it. Um, so that's just a side note for you guys. I have a bunch of cameras here. I need to give some away. And maybe I should do a raffle. Hmm. And I have a bunch of mics there too. I maybe need to do a raffle or something.
I think I need a
The
mic for my area here when I get it off.
Yeah, I have a mic.
Besides my lights, I know my lights, but that's the
Yeah, your
difference.
lights suck, man. Your lights suck.
I mean, this
Yeah.
is a different atmosphere. This is my lounge out
You
there.
yeah, but you need lights in front of you, not behind you.
Well, I mean, there's lights in front of me too. You just can't see it.
Oh, yeah, they look like two lightsabers.
I mean, it is a lounge.
Yeah, you did a good job with the lounge, by the way. You did a good job with the lounge. You did a good
Thanks,
job.
sir.
Yeah, man. I saw the photos. I was like, oh, okay, you got some skills.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, Sean, we're gonna end the show in the public eye, and we'll continue on the back end. So, guys, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate your support. Code Blue, we're out soon. We're gonna next time you see a live from us, it'll be in Guatemala, or I'll probably compile the footage from Guatemala. When we come back, we'll do a show showing the footage, explaining what happened when, what happened here, what happened there, and maybe some footage of the cases. Maybe some stuff I didn't take last time. I'll probably incorporate that in there, and I'll save some stuff for next year too. I won't show.
Thank, and I appreciate you all for the support.
Yeah,
And
like when you invited me last year, that was I and thank you to a good leadership. Like guys, good leadership like helps you grow so much if you have the right leaders, because my leadership could have said no, we don't want you to go, it's short notice. If you have the right leaders and if you're in leadership, like just treat your people right, like give them the opportunity to grow, and that'll go a long way. And they might stay a little longer, they might not, but that might at least um you know, make them feel better about their working environment. Times may be hard, you may be short on the pay might be bad, but if they know you're interested in their well being and their growth, they'll treat you better. So
so Amber asked a question real quick tonight, and I think we should answer before we get off the air.
we should answer.
She asked, "What kind of recommendations can you provide a new tech interviewing?" And I'm going to say as clear as possible. There's two questions you should ask. Well, one you should do shadowing. Before you go to interview, when you apply for a job, you might just be trying to get into the healthcare industry. Know that this industry is not entry level. Um, it might be introduced as an entry level position to a hospital setting, but you know this can be a career driven career path for anyone in the industry. Um, it is for me. I'm doing it for 15 years. Um, Denard's a little longer than me. He won't say how long, um, but do your research on the industry, what you applied for. When you go to Shadow, look at the housekeeping. That would tell you right off the bat if they're meeting the standards. More likely than not, is there stuff from the floor? Are there instruments all over the place? Um, that to me is a giveaway um, on how well they know what needs to be done and how well they do their job. If there's instruments just all over the workstations, not cleaned up, versus a nice, clean working environment. But I mean, just do your research on what sterile processing is in the world. And my tagline I always tell this to new people is, you're saving lives one tray at a time. So there's nothing more true than that. Denard,
So that's a good question. That's actually a good question. So a new tech. So new tech with limited knowledge. So if you're a new tech, you probably what first job, second job? I need some more clarification there. So if you're a new tech, what was your context, Sean? A new tech, what that's first job or new in the field type of thing, little
I mean, I've
experience.
I've I've trained I've trained new hires that have been in the healthcare for 20 years and then come to SBD, and I've hired people right out of college or right out of high school. So it all depends on where they're at in their.
Yeah, it depends. Yeah, it depends on where they're at in their new journey.
Let's just call it into the industry.
All right. So you're new in the industry. My suggestion would be to um walk, just go through the facility before your interview. Just take a stop, walk through the facility, and see how they treat people. See what the conversation is on the elevator. See what the conversation is in the back hall. Just see how the people interact with each other. And that way you'll have some idea what kind of environment you're getting into.
Good point.
Just walk up to the receptionist and say, "Hey, I'm looking for cell processing."
They're like
You know,
you.
like what? Where? Where's that? Huh? So,
Mm-hmm.
that's one indication right there. That means not many people looking to go to cell processing in the first place. Just go down because that's what I did. My one of my first jobs. In fact, almost all of my jobs when I was teching. Um, the night before or a couple nights before, I just went there, just walked in. We're still processing. I walked around the department on the outside. I picked inside. Some of those were my future coworkers. I saw how they were interacting with each other. I met this one lady at a place once, very nice lady, and she had bad eyes and she went out. She was out for like almost a year before when I came. I saw her the night before or the couple days before the interview and then my start date. But then she went out for surgery for months. So I don't think she recognized me because I was just asking her random questions like, yeah, where you work? She said cell processing. I was like, asking her, how's it in cell processing? What y'all do over there? And she spoke to me for a good 15 minutes and I really appreciate that. But she had no idea I had an interview the next day. So like yeah, just walk around, get insight, ask people what do you think about cell processing, what do you think about the department. You're right on the elevator. You have persons cussing, you have persons talking about hey this pay ain't right or this and that, or you have people will have positive conversations, and that's not necessarily how the facility feels, but then you get some insight on how they treat their people. Stand up next to the kitchen, see how people do, see if persons walking in and out of stuff. Look at sterile processing, see if persons working, if they dress right, if they're not dressed right. Like simple things, just pay attention to that. Then that depends on what kind of character you have too. Sometimes they might be doing the same thing. You like to cuss, they cuss, and you're like, oh, that's my spot. We can all do the same thing together. Oh, they're smoking, I'm smoking. Okay, we out in the yard smoking. So it's all up to what you like. And Amber said second interview, but first job. Yeah, just and always ask questions. And one thing I always learn, regardless if you're a tech or manager, always ask to walk through the department.
Hmm.
always ask to walk through. Um, because that's when you're gonna see things. And
Yep.
if they can't let you walk through, that's a red flag.
Yep.
You just say, "Oh no, we can't." No, that's a red flag. If you can't
I've
see
walked
where
through.
you're gonna work, potentially, either they're not interested in you for the job, or it's really worse than they're letting you on to.
I
To,
mean,
to
I've walked through hospitals during construction time, so it just shows you. Yeah, you're dead on right with that, Denard.
Yeah, yeah. Always walk through. I remember I was coming in as a tech for one job, and I said, "Can I walk through?" And it was like, "Huh? Nobody ever asked that before." I'm like, "Duh! I'm trying to see where I'm gonna work. I
Hmm.
don't, you know, what I mean, I'm literally interested where I'm going to work. I want to see where I'm going to work." So I did a whole walkthrough. Everybody thought I was a manager coming, the next manager coming in, because nobody never asked to walk through the department on an interview before. So they were just trying to get a job, and I was like, I want a job. I want not a job you're gonna give me just because I'm here for an interview. So if I'm declining, I want to know. I want to have specific insight on what I'm missing and what I'm gaining. So if it's a trashy department, I'm gonna say, well, the money wasn't good and the department was a mess anyway. So you know. So how will the interviewers perceive an individual requesting additional insight into the organization, and what should we look for? Should we, as employees working in sales? Now, if they let you talk to the staff, they'll usually designate one person to walk you through. So maybe you might have a chance to say, "Hey, how you doing?" But nobody gonna, you'll rarely find somebody bashing their place that they are when a stranger walking through. They'll say, "Hey, yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad." They won't give you the low down, dirty, greedy. Yo, I just got written up for this bio button yesterday. Um, but yeah, just to see the atmosphere of how things work, if the processes make sense, the cleanliness of the place. Cleanliness is a big thing. So if it's morning time and it's a mess, after three, it's worse. You know, yeah.
Keep plugging away, Amber.
So do secret shopping. The best way to do. Marketer says, "Good, good, got it, got it. Thank you." This is yeah. You gotta go and check it out for yourself. Even management. A lot of my interviews, even just to see the path for my interview. Just say, where am I going to park the next day? Where am I going? One of my interviews, I actually went to the interview room, sat down, and rehearsed my lines. So they let me walk right in. So I was like, okay, room 322. And I walked up, I opened the room, and I was like, oh, nobody here? So I sat down exactly where I sat down. So I was like, okay, where's the most likely place they would ask me to sit? And I was like, okay, they're probably gonna come in late. So I sat down around the table, and they came in late as I thought. So I was in the same spot. I rehearsed my lines. They asked me the same questions, and I was confident. Boom. So like simple things like that you could do to help your confidence. Because once you walk into a new space, you're like, okay, I'm not familiar with this hospital. You're trying to find the spot. You're not familiar with anything, so that adds to your nervousness too. So you want to be as relaxed as possible or comfortable as possible for your interview.
Well, yeah, that was a
Uh,
good talk, though.
Sean, you want to talk? You want to answer that question?
No, I think you did it, man. I think that answers everything for her, and I hope she keeps
Yeah,
at it.
yeah. So just do some research online, um, and yeah, you only know what you only could find out what you could find out until you start working. So look for red flags from the person interviewing you. Just like those Veronica posts I had on there. If you counter, how they react when you counter. Oh, that's all we could do. If they say that's all we could do, imagine when you're working there for 5 years, they're gonna say the same thing. That's all we could do. You know. So if they're accommodating and the way they respond to you is harsh or not harsh or kind are very receptive, then you know in the future they're gonna be receptive when when something else, when that same situation arises. So if they're hash right now and they're basically throwing the job out to you and tell you, hey, this is what we have, you taking it or you leaving it, that's
Mhm.
incentive to just leave it. Because when you're there for a year and you say, hey, I'm working by myself, the shift is short, can I get a raise at least a couple dollars or something? They might give you the same answer. So just be wary of that. So yep, and
Well,
always look at your finances when especially when you move into a job. Persons take jobs because of $1 or $2. Sometimes um, with extra half an hour drive, that's your gas right there. So the $8 you might be making for that on that job, you just lost it in gas because you're driving a 6 cylinder or 8 cylinder. So like you got to make smart decisions and not emotional decisions when it comes to work. You know, make your money, then figure out a way to capitalize on that. Don't just try and you're not going to be happy. Happiness is a temporary feeling. So if you're looking for a job to be happy, you're going to be disappointed. But anyway, yeah,
I just want to say thanks to Amber and Melinda for hanging out with us tonight.
yeah, appreciate you guys support, appreciate you guys help. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, please. And Sean, thanks
Stay
man
tuned.
for
Yeah,
yeah, stay tuned. When we get back from Guat, we'll have another fantastic show.
yep.
And Sean,
Uh,
thank you so much for
yes,
your
sir. I'll see
time,
you
brother.
Saturday.
I just want to remind you guys of one simple little thing. So one thing, one yep, like and subscribe to the channel, guys, and don't forget to use your pinky finger to hit that notification bell so that you will receive notifications every time we have new content coming out, guys. So thank you so much for watching. Sean, stick around. We'll be out. I'm gonna play the outro, and guys, thank you. See you guys
Thank you.
on the other side. Peace. Definitely, guys. See you guys on the next one. Have a good night.